Hey, hello, hi there. I'm just getting my settings. Yeah, fantastic. Just wanted to make sure my microphone is all set up. What's up? What's up, fam? How you doing? How is it going out there? Y'all thought we had hit the bottom already, didn't ya? I did too. And I don't mean financially, right? Like I'm not talking about the monetary bottom of this market. I'm talking about the emotional bottom because you know, about maybe a month or so ago, I just remember there being all this infighting. People were just at each other's throats and everyone's real upset. And then the highest of stakes came out and I think well actually let me back up a little bit and say hi to chat before I go on. But what's up, Rectangle? Hello, good to see you. It was so nice meeting you in New York. I'm so glad that you came to the event, and I might end up throwing out the link to this show. I don't know if I'm going to do it today, and bear with me. Ha ha ha, pun intended. The internet connection that I have is kind of unstable. It seems like every 10 minutes or so it's a little laggy. So every 10 minutes you might see me disappear and then reappear like I do. So bear with me through that, just forewarning you, and I'll make sure to call that out every time if it is happening. Excellent choice. What's up? So good to see you. I hope you are doing so well. And oh gosh, I forgot your last text you sent me. I can't remember if you said that you're still up in Medford, but let me know. Let me know how that's going and what you're up to. Ovidian Hex 555. Hello. Thank you for showing up. Welcome to the channel. Hexies from heaven. That's right. Hexies are from heaven. I love it. Good to see you. Pineapple Love. What's up, SJ? What's new today stream? You know, I haven't streamed on my own in a minute. It's been a little while since I have just done a solo stream and I miss y'all. It's been good. I've had a really nice break over the last month or so. I've just been chilling in the Chicago area. It worked out really well with the tour because just before Chicago, we were in Denver. So I drove the bus, the PulseChain bus from Denver to Chicago, and then was able to leave it just outside the city at a really badass Hexicans place. So real quick, speaking of badass Hexicans, he made this for me and has done a bunch of awesome work on the electrical system, and I'll talk about that eventually. But shout out to Z if you're watching or listening at some point in time. I appreciate you so much. And it's been nice. Definitely has been nice to just take a break from the road, relax, kind of reset, and just it was rocky, y'all. Like getting from the beginning of this tour to this point was really troublesome. I don't know how else to put it. I apologize too for my camera being a little lopsided. I've got this so there it was. That's the every 10 minutes you're going to see my thing reset. So again, bear with me. If you go off, just know that I'll be back in a second. And I'm using Starlink. It's usually fantastic. I am in a spot where it's a little obstructed with the trees, and then it's cloudy today too, and I've heard that that may also play into it. But let's get back to chat real quick. What is up? Make it Miriam. Hey, so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I loved seeing your most recent, oh, what was it? It was like a little ghosty or something holding ramen. Am I tripping? It was something like that. Super cute. I love that. If you guys don't know or haven't seen yet, please check out Make It Miriam's Instagram. Girl, you can put all your links in this chat if you want to. I would love to show all that. But she does some hex stuff. She actually has this really awesome hex rug that she crocheted that's for sale right now, I believe. And then also does non-hex, super cute. If you or, you know, someone in your life likes cute little plushy things, definitely check out Miriam's Instagram, I think, is probably the best way to do that. So yeah, Miriam, make sure you put your stuff in the chat. It's a ghost. It's a ghost with noodles, y'all. It's just so cute and creative. And that's one thing I love about this community is that we have some of the most creative and positive people, right? Like, oh, sure, there's the whole spectrum. Do not get me wrong. And that is what we're going to talk about. So make sure you all stay tuned because we're going to get into it because it has been crazy. And that's part of why I wanted to come back so strongly. I mean, I miss streaming anyways, but being on this tour and getting to go from city to city, meeting Hexicans in real life and Pulsekins and Pulsexicans, right? It really just brings everything back to the reason why I'm a part of this community and the reason why I continue to put out content and do what I do. So once more, let me the chat's going so quick. It's so good to see you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Share it out, by the way. Like a lot of people, I probably have fallen off the radar from tons of people. So if you let's definitely share this stream out on the X. Twitter X. I don't know. Let's talk about that too. So yeah, so Hexcellent Choice says he's in the San Diego area now. Sweet. I hope the weather is awesome. I've heard it's a little warm out in Cali right now. So I hope you're keeping cool because bruh, dude, I was in, for those of you that don't know, Hexcellent Choice and I go way back and we both suffer from heat exhaustion, which is a pain in the ass and it super sucks. And it's not fun. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I had suffered from a heat stroke years ago. And since then, I've been very sensitive to heat. So, moral of the story being, we were in New York for the PulseChain tour event. And the space that we did the event in had one box fan in the window. And it was just hot, y'all. It was so warm. And so I felt so bad. I mean, but I got through it, right? I drink water. Yes, I drink water. I stay hydrated. It's, I don't know what it is yet. I went to a regular doctor and they ran a bunch of tests. They did a bunch of thyroid things. Like there's nothing physically wrong with me. They think it might be neurological. And that's the next step, right? They referred me to a neurologist to try and see if that would help my heat sickness. Anyways, all that to say, I just wanted to vent about how frustrating it is that even inside, right, protected from the elements, there's an AC going, right? It wasn't terribly hot, but because I was running around, introducing people, getting things done, I overheated. And it was just such a bummer because there were so many awesome people out there, so many good friends to hang out with and to see. And we had a nice little dinner. We did some drinks after the presentation, and then we had a little after party back at the crib. But I just zonked out. I was so exhausted because of the heat. And no drinking for SJ. No, especially not if I've overheated, right? Because that's just going to it's going to exasperate the heat. So no drinking for me that night. I just passed out early and that's called it a day. So anyways, back to the chat again. What's up, Rectangle, who I met at that awesome New York event. Y'all, PulseChainTour.com. If you don't know, it's been so mind-blowing to me that people still don't know this tour is even happening. I mean, I get it's not that surprising because so many people have just fallen off the map, right? Like there's just, we're like falling left and right off of the face of the planet right now because SEC. And we're back. Again, if you just tuned in, just know that I am probably going to have that happen every like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm using Starlink and the coverage is not that great. So every now and then it's going to reset. So I apologize for that, but just stay with me because it'll go back real quick. So anyways, Rectangle, super nice to meet you. I hope that I get to see you on the effing Hangout. I'm going to try and make it tomorrow night. I'm going to try and be on the effing Hangout. I think that that's something that would be fun. I haven't gone on there in a minute. And if you can make it, you should. Rectangle and I think, talked about a little bit about him getting into streaming. And that's another reason I do what I do. especially on the Women Crush Wednesday stream. That's a huge one for me, where I try to promote other women in the space. I want other women to continue, what they're doing in terms of whatever social media it is they have, and to go beyond that and to, become content creators and start doing more for this ecosystem, right? Because it's up to us, right? This is our ecosystem. And if we're not out there putting in the work, what's going to happen? Not a damn thing. So, anyways, um, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm going to kind of run through the chat real quick. What's up, Nico? Good to see you. And since I haven't been on my own on a stream in so long, I'm really going to focus on the chat. We're going to have a conversation. If anyone wants to come on, I'm considering throwing out the link. So let me know what you think about that. Just keep it to myself. We'll see. But what's up, Nico? Good to see you. PulseChain Kitchen. What's on? I think, are you PulseChain chef? Are you the same person? Let me know. I'm intrigued. PulseChain Kitchen, man. I could use some food right now. I went to the gym this morning. I'm still in my gym clothes, and I'm a little hungry, but I'm gonna power through it. So, RP Cubed, glad to see you back. Glad to see you in my chat. I don't know that I recognize your name. Maybe it was different before. Oh, this is funny. So earlier I mentioned that Make It Merriam. Speaking of rugged, there you go. Every few minutes. I'm hoping that I will have a better internet connection soon. I hope you guys can handle it and stick with me for a little while, because I do intend on streaming for at least another hour. I think we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and it's going to be great. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your cat, tune in. We're just going to have some conversations. So, oh, chef, ya boy. Is this another chef? Look at this. We got PulseChain Kitchen and Chef Ya Boy up in here. I'm about it. Let's see. Guy says Hexaco made her the queen of Hex for creativity. I'm intrigued. Oh, Hexo made her the queen of Hex for creativity. I'm guessing you mean Make It Merriam? Is that who? Because that makes sense. Nico says, I love my RH bottle holder from Make It Merriam. The quality is amazing. That's good to hear. I have either an idea of something like I want her to like custom make for me, or I mean, I should just buy something anyways, obviously. I'm not really in a position to do that right now, like most of us, right? Y'all, that's kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, and I'm going to jump around a bit. It's going to be crazy. If you love me, hey, stay and hang out, and let's just get at it, because there's so much to talk about. So originally, kind of one of my points I was trying to get to make was that how crazy it's been in this community with the sentiment, right? Like, I thought we were done. I thought we had already weeded out all the flappy lettuce hands and all the QQ cry about it soy boys, but apparently not. Apparently they're coming out of the woodwork now because of this whole SEC thing, right? Like, what the act, right? I don't get it. I don't. And a lot, if y'all know a bit about me, I've followed Richard's SCI Vibe for the last 2 years. That's been pretty much my life, is doing that content. And I know that I feel secure in what I've done financially. The investment that I made, the gamble, if you even will, right? Because that's what strikes me, is people forget that this is all a gamble. You are betting on a project. Oops, shaky. You're betting on a project. You're betting on, whether or not it's hard to explain, but I mean, not explain. It's kind of hard to put into words. Like, really, when I got into this, when I first got into Hex, that was the way that it was explained to me, was that don't put more in than you're willing to lose. Okay? Because rug pulls happen. Crazy shit happens in crypto, and it could all go to zero. If any of y'all have seen or haven't seen it, check out my pinned tweet. And that really dives into the reason why, even though this is my first bear market, y'all, of all the bear markets to go through, to have it be your first bear market, what the heck? What an intense bear market this is. Apparently, it's the longest crypto's ever seen. And it's probably the most brutal we've had. And it is intense. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not a sugarcoating, lying kind of person, right? Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I wear my emotions on my face. I could not play poker. No way. Absolutely. Which is interesting because I was an actress. And you would think that I'd be good at, doing that kind of stuff, but that's kind of why I didn't go into movie or series acting. I stayed doing background and commercial acting because that shit's easy, and you don't have to play the part for very long, right? But I can play the part for a minute, right? But when I'm being truthful, and when I'm talking to you guys about this, right, like, I'm an emotional person, and so are many of you, right? Like, we are emotional beings, and it's just, I just don't know how else I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I've not ever felt like I had uncertainty. I have not felt FUD through this entire time. Be it that this has been the worst bear market and it's down 90 whatever percent. I don't know what it is. Well, I do. No, let me change that. You know what I do? I know what it is. And it is that the people that I listened to when I first got into Hex, Whales Only One, Johnny Chaos, Crypto Coffee. Well, shout out Johnny Chaos, by the way. I see you in the chat. I'm going to get back to the chat in a second. But it's just, y'all set the stage, right? Hexo, RG3, you guys set the stage. And you knew what you held. You understood the power of a T-share. Okay? So when I, over and over again, began to hear all of these different content creators, all of these different individuals, okay? We're not the same. We're not paid. We're not from the same background. We didn't grow up the same way. We didn't live in the same places. All of these people live all over the world and have come to the same conclusion. Hex is the GOAT. PulseChain is a powerhouse. And we're going nowhere but up and to the right when the bull market comes back. And it's going to be glorious. And Richard is going to get the glory that he deserves, I believe, personally, finally, especially with this SEC thing going on. I really think that he's going to fight it. I hope he does. I think it was Randy Hilarski. I heard Randy talking about it and how he wants Richard to fight. I want Richard to fight, y'all. I mean, for the man who calls himself, one of the most eloquent debaters of our time, I believe, right? For him to go to court, for him to go to bat for us, right? For this, it's going to blow minds. And I think he is going to just get so much credit for really showing people what DeFi, decentralized finance, what a decentralized crypto that's better than Bitcoin can do. Okay. So that's what I'm here to say. Do not fear. Do not doubt. Do not have uncertainty, friends. Let's get back to the chat again. That was my rant. First rant of the night. All right. So Hex Glenn says hello. Hello, Hex Glenn. Robert Keeler. Man, it was so good to meet you in person finally. Robert, thank you so much for everything that you have done and that you continue to do. Thank you for setting up the mics at the event. That was super awesome. It was really nice to have we had a PA system, I guess is what you would call it. We've had that once before, but it's been difficult to get all that set up sometimes at these events. So not only are we recording each speaker at the event with a mic that I have clipped on, but this last event, thanks to Robert, was just pristine because he had them mic'd up. You could hear a lot better. I hope you can make it to the next couple events. Just come hang out. It's gonna be for you, right? And thank you again for the cable. I've got it in. It's not in the bus yet, but I'm gonna drag it up in here, and I'm sure that there's something I can use it for. In fact, I got oh, I got a new one of these. Whee! So the one that's got my that's going from the battery bank to the no. Yes, from the battery bank to the inverter, it's not doing so hot. So Z ordered this, so hopefully this will help out with all that. I digress. All right, what's next? Let's see. Miriam says that she's glad that you love her product, Nico. Shout out again to Miriam. In case you didn't yet, Miriam, I don't see it, but I'm like way behind on chat right now. Just make sure to put your links. I know it's not going to actually link, but like put like, hey, my Instagram is this and you can buy my stuff here. Also, if anyone is interested in buying her products, you can go to my channel, and we recently did a Woman Crush Wednesday. So look. It's gonna, in case you missed it again, it's gonna be rugged every like 5 to 10 minutes because Starlink is just, that's what it's doing right now. So bear with me again. Hope you guys can stay through the little glitches because that's what we're trying to do. Right? I mean, just kind of think of the bear markets as a little glitch, right? A little glitch in the matrix, a little bit of downtime. We're going to get through this together. All right. So, and if you haven't yet, please share the show out, hit that like and subscribe button. I am not rags to riches. I want all your attention. I want all the affection. Bing, 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 bing. I like that I use him as an example every time. Love you, Rags. All right. Man, it's happening more frequently. So I hope I get to stay and hang out for a little bit. But Johnny says SJ kicked Mia's ass in virtual reality, Resident Evil 7. True indeed. I went over to Johnny's and I got to see his super awesome shop full of oddities and scarities and I made that word up, scarities. So that was a lot of fun, Johnny. Thanks again for having us. And yeah, took some pictures with some dragons and some spooky things. And I'm looking forward to, if I have a chance, I won't. No, I was going to say I was looking forward to seeing your place closer to Halloween, but I'm going to be closer to Texas at that point. So you'll have to send me pictures. Let's see. All right. Excellent choice. I had another heat stroke in the middle of July up on the farm on Oregon. Up on the farm in Oregon. Yeah, man, I was worried about that. When I went to go visit that farm, I almost had a heat stroke. Like we were just walking around outside and I was just like, it's too hot. I need to go inside. I can't. It sucks. It's such a dumb, like frustrating thing, you know, and people are like, oh, you're fine. It's fine. You're being a baby. Like it's not that hot. It's not that hot, but my body can't handle it. I think part of it is I don't sweat. I don't know why. That might have happened after the heat stroke, but I no longer really sweat. Even when I work out, things like that. It's a doozy. So I'm actually starting to, so this is something I'm going to get into. Hopefully, if my connection stays, I really want to talk to y'all more about longevity. I've made some really great connections within that community. And I think that aside from positivity, the PulseChain tour, and just normal sharing my life kind of streaming, I really want to dig in to specifically women's reproductive longevity because that interests me a ton. And I think it's a sorry. Hopefully, let me know in the comments real quick what happens when it glitches out like that. Is it a long pause for you guys? Are you missing anything that I'm saying? If so, I'll make sure that I repeat what I said just before the break or whatever. And again, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks to all 24 of you watching. And make sure you share this out and, let people know we're having a conversation, right? Like, I'm here to spread positivity. In fact, let's do this now. Now that I think I'm at kind of like, the first peak of amount of people watching. This is something that was just recently I was just recently reminded of, and it helped so much. I will be 100% honest with you guys. I started getting addicted to those stupid e-cigarettes. I'm not a smoker. I haven't had a real cigarette in years and years, but uh, there was something about being around people using them, and then like I just started to use it, and I got addicted to that feeling, right? Well, what I was recently reminded of was a great breathing practice. So every time I wanted to go hit that thing or find it or go buy one myself, terrible idea, I started to do this breathing exercise. So what we're going to do just real quick together, and I'm just going to do this a couple times. We're going to inhale through our nose as much as you can, and then inhale a little bit more. And then we're going to let it out in a quick breath. So let's take 3 breaths like that together. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay. And I feel better already. I mean, not that I was stressed out or anything, but it just is. All right. So hopefully, and I'm so behind in the chat. Okay, let me catch up on the chat because I want to find out what's going on when that happens. So, anyways, calm your mind, calm your nerves. Chat, Pulse Chain Kitchen Chef, and it is you. Hello, friend. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. I'm gonna post pics. I absolutely love it. Yeah, please do, Nico. I mean, supporting other content creators and other creatives in this space. That's one of the best things we can do right now in this crazy bear market. Okay. Apologies, y'all. It's tough out here with this with this Starlink. All right, well, let me try and get through the comments. So where was I? So, and I can almost tell when it's about to rug me because if I try to pull up a comment, it'll stop and it won't let me do it. So I'm gonna try and just like pause myself. Any meetup in New York, there's one AC in the front of the space, and people were just like hanging out right in front of it, like that was like at our the registration table. So that was a fun spot. Let's see. Yes, it's Chef. Awesome. Hex below. What's up? Heart. Good to see you. Let's see. Earlier I had mentioned that I might have an idea for Miriam to do something creative crocheting for me. Probably clothing. Probably something like to wear is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna challenge you. Let's see. Orion says, "Stay the course, kids. We will win 100%." I absolutely agree with that sentiment. Robert says, "It's good to see you here, Johnny Chaos." I agree. Let's see. Icelanderv. In market cycles, we have potentially another bearish month before things start to turn around in October or so. Hang in there. Sweetheart, I sure hope so, because that's bearish. I mean, sorry, that's bullish to me. A month from now, I'm hearing 6 to 8 months. And of course, nobody knows. None of us fucking know. We have no idea. There are so many different things that can happen between now and then that may pump the price, that might start the crypto bull market again. Like, nobody really knows. The little that I know and from what I overhear, because I really don't pay attention to it too much, because that's why I love Hex. Stake and chill, y'all. Like, just stake your coins, wait a couple years, it's gonna be fine. In hindsight, I wish I would have had my stakes going out further, but again, you never know. We never know how long it's gonna take, what the market's gonna look like. Anyways, so all that to say, I hope you're right, and I hope that it starts to turn around. I have heard that the next month is gonna be super painful, so brace yourselves for that. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, right? Like, this is kind of the eye of the storm, and things are just looking real intense. So yeah, just like Icelander says, hang in there. And that's what we're doing, and that's why I'm here, because I just want to bring, like Moondog says, love and light, because it's a dark space. I really thought that we had hit bottom emotionally, because I'd seen so many people just getting frustrated and being at each other's throats, and content creators going at one another for whatever fucking reason. That's some dumb shit. Y'all need to stop that. That doesn't make any damn sense. Like, we're all here to be a part of an ecosystem and to move it forward and to promote it, not to tear one another down. So stop it. Stop with all that. Some of that did stop. And this is part of why I think the SEC thing is super bullish, because it brings not only did it bring our community back together, right? I think it galvanized us a little bit. But in addition to that, we started to see other outside of our ecosystem being a force for good and a force for DeFi, right? Because I think if you start to look into it, like, shout out to Lamont, man. That dude, I'm stoked that he is asking the questions that he's asking. It's super awesome to see him going on streams and starting to get to know our community and really understand what Hex is and how it works, right? So we're all here for that. And I think it's super important that we just continue to build one another up and build up this community, because everything we do right now, and this is part of what I have to remind myself, because it gets hard out here, y'all. I am by myself on the road most of the time. And I'm not always at an event. And even when I'm at events, it can be lonely, because it's a lot of people who have already been in this ecosystem. They might know each other, and we need to bring more no coiners. We need to bring more women. We need to just bring it, y'all. That's the craziest thing to me. I understand it, right? Because yes, when Hex hits $1, your phone's going to be ringing off the hook. How can I buy this? Where can I get it? Give me your Hex, right? But right now, sub penny, nobody wants it. Anyways, all that to say, and there's just no QQ story, right? Like, I'm okay. I'm fine. Mentally, like, I am a strong woman and I get by and I get through it. But I always have to remind myself that everything that I'm doing right now, and shout out to Cosmic Cowboy for telling me this months ago, and this really stuck with me. He said, everything that we do right now, and this was before the bear market got really wretched. Everything we do is going to give us so many X's later in life, right? Whether that's the bull market or even later on, right? Next 5-10 years. And one testament to that is that I swear I'm trying to get through chat. I will get there, I promise. But one big testament to that, you guys, is that, and it ties in really well, because I was just talking about Lamont. Lamont asked about SCI Vibe. And I saw over and over again this thread of people referring to my work and saying, "Hey, go check out SJ's audio version." I mean, post after post after post after post. And it damn near brought me to brought me to tears. Like, I'm actually, like, legit, like, I'm tearing up a little bit right now thinking about it because I didn't know, and I've talked about this before, I had no idea how important SCI Vibe was to this community, or how important it was to people who have followed Richard for a while, or how important it would be to people who've never heard it before or have never read it before because they didn't wanna read it, because they wanted to listen to it. I didn't know. I had no clue, you guys. I barely knew who Richard even was when I started doing that work. Barely. And now to see this, like, exponential amount of people talking about and referring to what I've done for that book, like, it is just, it makes my heart so happy. Oh, sorry, one second. um, it really just keeps me going. I mean, it's what, like, it's part of the reason that I'm sorry, let me just uh thanks for sticking with me. Okay, so it's part of the reason that I decided to do the PulseChain tour, right? Because I wanted to make a bigger impact. I wanted to do more within the community. I love that I do the SCI Vibe stuff, and I'm about to wrap up my 369 quotes. So my goal is within the next couple weeks is somewhere between pardon my pardon my my things. Um Sometime between now and Nashville, or around the time I'm in Nashville, I'm going to complete them. I'm going to do all the rest of the quotes, and cuz I had been doing, I want a cute background, I want this and that, and I really had been trying to do things to make them viral, but that's hard. It really is. That takes a lot of doing other things technically after the fact, and I'm not afraid of that. In fact, I probably will revisit everything maybe in another year or two, and make it look better, make them shorter, or make them more, explosive so people pay more attention to it. I'm also going to do a, like, TLDR SCI Vibe, where I put the quotes from 160. You can kind of have that as a marker of, what SCI Vibe is and how it works and all that jazz. What else? I keep playing with my hair. I got made fun of, I think, by Papa Boner about my hair and how I play with it on stream, but it's hard not to. All right, so back to trying to catch up to chat for the 5th time. Let's see if I can do this time. All right. Let's see. It definitely feels worse than the other ones for sure. I think you're referring to the bear market for sure. Let's see. Moondog, interesting. I earlier had mentioned that I would not be a good poker player because I wear my emotions on my face, and I think this is in response to that. Moondog says, false. I'm literally walking open library and I play poker just fine. You could easily adapt the skills Uncle Lobo taught me as a kid in poker rooms using radical openness as a semi-blinding tool. Interesting. And then he says, the courts need someone of Richard's knowledge. And earlier I had mentioned that I hope Richard fights the SEC. Honestly, the courts need someone of Richard's knowledge, experience, and articulation skills, of which I personally know of no other available. So I definitely hope he steps up to the call. Me too. Me too. Miriam says, I would love to watch RH fight this. I think a lot of us would. I think we're all on that same page. Hexbala says, RH is going to fight for our freedom of speech and on the biggest and most perfect platform to promote our cause out there. It is going to be perfect. I agree. Brilliant. Loading 99.9%. That was probably when I rugged. Let's see. Remaining time 5,555 days. 5555. PulseChain kitchen. Let's see. Rectangle. RH has been fighting for almost 4 years. Kind of weird if he stops now. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I honestly believe that a lot of the reason he's kind of disappeared, right? And right, he's not streaming and all that is I think that in part he knew that this was coming. And I also believe that he is gearing up. I think he is known for a while now that he has had to gear up for something bigger, right? Like this is not hopefully I'm back. If we see him maybe even running for some kind of office at some point, I don't know, but I don't know if he'd want that. I don't know if he'd take on all that responsibility. Probably not. But it is something that I think at the very least he's going to fight the SEC in court. Um Robert says, keep a bottle of water with you to soak a towel you can put around your neck to keep you cool. That's smart. I do usually have both of those things nearby, so I need to remind. Like I did just now. Imagine 5 to 8 seconds. So again, I apologize, everyone. Thanks for hanging in there. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to have a more secure internet connection. I could probably do it right now, but I don't want to. I don't want to stop. Actually, here I am. I'm gonna. Let's see. I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi. In case you're wondering, I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi for the house that's near. And then we'll be back. And hopefully my connection will stay solid. All right. Sorry, we lost you earlier. It's okay, DJ Crypto. I I spent after I left y'all's stream, I spent at least an hour moving the Starlink satellite from one end of where the cord can go to the other end of where the cord can go so that I had some kind of connection, but it's obviously still an issue. There's a lot of trees where I'm at, so that's a big part of it. You really have to have a bright sky. Back to the chat. I promise we're gonna get through this. I'm gonna all of them, all the chats. Yeah, those e-cigs are the worst. Easiest thing to get addicted to. I'm back on two, unfortunately, only for a couple days though. Hey, Hexbula, if you got to watch that part about us breathing, the next time you want to reach for that thing, just try that. Just once even. Just do the inhale. And then when you think you've reached the top of your inhale, just inhale a little bit more, try and get a little bit more in there, and then just like let it all out. I'm telling you, I don't know why, but there's something about the act of doing that really just resets my brain for a moment, and I feel a little bit better, and it makes me not want to reach for some other kind of substance. So try it out and let me know. I do plan on streaming more often and more frequently. So more often, more, that's the same thing. I'm gonna be streaming, y'all, especially when I'm on the road. So I'm gonna be leaving for Nashville in a few days, probably early next week. There's a lot going on with my cat, but I'm gonna pause myself so that I can finish reading the comments. Okay. Yeah, so try that, Hexbula. Let me know how that goes. I hope that that's out for you. Yeah, my again, I apologize for the signal. It keeps dropping here and there. Elon needs more helium. Yeah, I think you're talking about the my Starlink. Smash the likes, please. Yes, please. Smash the like. Boop, 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 boop. And leave a comment. 25 people watching. What is up, y'all? Thank you so much. I think this is the most consistently, other than, having other people on my channel, I think this might be the most consistent I've had over 20 people watching for a minute. And this is the bottom of a bear market. What? Just wait till that's 2,500 people watching, y'all. I'm telling you. I really do hope that at some point that's, we get to see that kind of growth. Not because I'm interested in much of anything other than spread positivity. Like that's really what it is that I know, especially after going on this tour, on this one in particular, right? I've been to other events, I've gone to a ton of meetups, but because this tour is going through this bear market, the people that have come up to me and thanked me and told me that my content is meaningful to them and that my content is something that is necessary in this space, uh, it just it makes me want to, again, keeps me going because I know what the other side looks like. I see these people on Twitter. And again, this is part of why I wanted to come back so hard. Like, I have seen so many tweets recently, X's, whatever you want to call them, of people just being so upset. They are so mad that the price is below SAC. Like, I don't understand. I do, right? I get it. People don't like losing money. They don't like seeing their investments down. But you guys, we're in a bear market. Like, what did you expect? Not only that, but many influencers or content creators in this space told you. You done got told. They told you that the dip was coming. Did they not? I mean, there's a pattern of this happening for many coins and layer ones. Again, I'm not the kind of person to talk about that. Go watch Crypto Coffee. Go listen to Whales Only. Like, that's not me. ATX Crypto, also shout out to him. He's doing a great job. And bless God, love you guys. But it should not have been a surprise. If you've been in this space and you've been listening, you've been watching, it shouldn't have been a surprise. Okay, I swear I'm almost done with the comments. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. All right. Meta Knight says, "Hey y'all, hello Meta Knight. Crypto Compassion, hey fam, good to see you." Rectangle says, "People stick around in this space based on who they follow and not entirely on what they're invested in." Interesting take. That's why it's important to support each other during the hard times rather than useless banter. A man after my own heart. Yes, sir. Yes. So again, Rectangle, I'll see you tomorrow on Friday Night Hangout, right? Effing Hangout, Discourse Syndicate, y'all. Come watch, come hang out. It's going to be a good time. If you guys have never, I mean, I didn't really watch Effing Hangout or Discord, a lot of Discourse Syndicate content in the past. Of course, it starts crashing when I've got like the most viewers I've had in a hot minute. What's up, all 29 of you? I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Oh, and 24, rugged. Terrible. Everyone's going to be like, she's gone. So yeah, just hey, if you are sharing this out, just be like, hey, just hold tight the marker, as they would say. That was a terrible accent. I don't even know what that was. I apologize. But you know what I'm trying to say. Hang with me. We're going to get through this. In fact, let me see. I think I might be able to switch my... Do you think I can switch my internet Wi-Fi connection while I'm streaming? Or is that a bad idea? Someone tell me in the chat, because I'm going to get to the bottom of the chat, I promise. Okay. Tyrannosaurus Hex. Almost... whoopsie. Faux pas. I mean, it's because there's an S at the end of Tyrannosaurus. You have to separate those. Tyrannosaurus Hex. Tyrannosaurus Hex. Hex. Anyways, hello. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. PulseChain Kitchen says, organic growth is why PulseChain will be on top, rightfully giving Richard his glory and love he deserves 100%. Optimality. Yeah. Hello there. Hello. Good to see you. Very spiritual. I like that. Thank you. I like that too. I am trying to get better at that and do more spiritually related things. Hex Glenn says, cool thing about the breathing. I'll have to try that. I hope you do. Let me know. If you guys tried the breathing, please come back and type a comment in later on and let me know if that worked for you, because it really has helped me in multiple instances of feeling either anxious or bored or that like I needed to do something, you know. So Davis says, now is the best time to onboard. 100%. 100%. It's the best time to onboard and it is the most difficult time to onboard, right? Because people don't want to buy something that they don't see worth in, right? Or that they don't understand the worth of. But again, that's the best time to onboard. That's the best time to help someone understand why it is that we see value in Hex and what it is that we are actually investing in. So great point. Excellent choice says people should be happy in DCA. Absolutely, 100%. I totally agree with that. Al Pacino. Al Pacino. You got me. You got me. I love it. Owl. Al Pacino. Oh, you get the sticker. Boop. Best name of the night. I love it so much. How did you come up to are you an owl enthusiast? I'd love to know. That is amazing. Anyways, I didn't even finish reading. I've been DCing for 14 months. Will someone give me a cuddle? There, you're being cuddled. I don't know how to. You're welcome. All right. Robert Keeler says I would not do that. I wild not do that. Did you mean you probably wouldn't cuddle Al Pacino? Because I think everyone should cuddle Al Pacino. I see Al Pacino, big hug. I'm right there with you, dude. For reals. I know. I see him. I know Hexel interested in DCing. Davis, just show them the dips from the past. Yeah. Yep. Show them. Hey, it's a cycle. It's cyclical, right? Mo Funk says thanks for all you do. You are welcome. I am happy to do what I do. It is great to be a part of this community. Droning on again and again. Owl, 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 owl. You like that? Robert says I would not change internet while streaming. Sounds good, bro. We're gonna hang in there together a little bit longer. Again, if you're just hanging out now, just be aware that my internet signal is not the best. It is going to die every 5 to 10 minutes. But hey, you know what? It's capybara, 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 capybara. I gotta do something to entertain y'all. Well, gosh, you guys. So what's next for SJ? Nashville is next. Nashville is going to be a real great time. If you are anywhere in the area, come hang out. It's going to be we're doing a party bus. So, if you haven't been to Nashville, especially, please come hang out if you've got the means to. Nashville's really cool. I enjoyed my time there. I've only been there, I want to say twice. And the first time it was for work. So I didn't really get to do much. The second time I was on a road trip. And if any of you have been to Austin, Texas, I would say Nashville is kind of like Austin in a way ish. Because there's a whole. So if you've been to Austin, you know that there's 6th Street, which is kind of like the downtown area. There's all these bars. There's all these places to go hear live music. Lots of fun things to do. And Nashville has something similar, but, and, you know, don't get me wrong, Austin, I still love you. But it might be a little classier. Might be a little bit nicer than 6th Street. And there's also, I mean, there's Rainy Street. There's a bunch of other places in Austin that you can go and listen to live music all the time. But I have a feeling that the caliber of music and the caliber, like quality of what you're doing there in Nashville is just a little bit higher. I also lived in Austin for 15 years and I'm just kind of over it. So take all that with a grain of salt. But all that to say, Nashville's going to be great. We're going to be on a party bus and I think we're just going to be going maybe from like place to place, like with the windows down, listening to the music, throwing PulseChain stickers out the side of the car. I don't even know. It's all this is Kaylin Black Hexican's master plan. She's the mastermind behind most of this stuff. And shout out to Black Hexican. You guys, if you don't follow her or subscribe to her content yet, I don't think she has her own channel, but if she's doing something in a space or on a stream, you should be listening, because that woman works harder than anyone I've ever met, probably. Like, she seriously, if she wasn't a part of this tour, it would not be happening. And that is the absolute truth. There is a donation address for the PulseChain tour, and I'm going to find it right now, because honestly, like, this tour has been for all of us kind of a big money sink. Like, we're putting a lot of our own time, effort, energy, and finances into making this happen. And that's part of why, like, I think I might have asked after Crypto Claus asked and reached out to, help me get funding for the bus, because and this was no one's fault, right? Like, it was just like Lemony Snicket's a series of fucking unfortunate events. Like, I had to pay for a break job, and we're not making money on this PulseChain tour, and not that that's a big thing, right? Like, not that we went into this to make money. That's absolutely not what we went to do. Like, we're doing this to get the word out and to onboard people. But of course, it's nice to be able to sustain yourself a little bit, right? And unfortunately, that's not been the case. So I am going to, and I know it's the fucking bottom of the bear market. Everybody's down right now. But hey, if you happen to have the means to, especially for Black Hexican, like I wish I had the fucking means to pay her more than, any, like, the almost nothing that she's getting right now, because like, she has seriously, she's booked all the venues, she's got all the speakers, she's figuring out, like, what and where and why, like, all of the things. So bear with me again, just another moment here. I'm trying to find I think it's probably on the PulseChain Twitter. Let's see if that's part of why I want to stream more. I want to get better at having more content on the screen. I want to get better at sharing things with you guys. I'm going to talk in just a moment here. I'm going to talk about the longevity seminar that I got to attend. That was really cool. And I am super excited about what that's going to have in store for me in the future. Well then, let me see. Man, we need to change the I just realized we need to change our pinned tweet on our PulseChain tour thing. Maybe it's in the Telegram. Sorry, my attention is divided right now. I love you guys. I'll be right back with you, I promise. If you have any questions about how my longevity conference went, or the longevity conference went, how New York went, or what's going on with the bus, or my cat, which I'll talk about in a second, or what's going on with the tour coming up, please post your questions in the chat and I will get to them in just a moment. Oh, my light, it is dead. But just the light on the, in the background, not the light in my heart. Because the light in my heart, you guys, it's always there. It is always there. Pinned messages. If I can't find this in a couple seconds, I'm gonna stop. It might just be pulsechaintour.eth, but I don't want to say that without knowing for sure. In fact, hey, look it. You know what? We have all this technology. I bet you I could find out in just a second. I Text Black Hexagon. Um, let's see. Donation address. Okay. So, all right, I'm coming back. Coming back to you. And I apologize if I lost you guys and didn't know it, and I was just kind of like beep 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 beep, because that's what happens. Hopefully my light still looks okay. You guys can still see me all right. Okay. Let's see. Samantha. Hey girl, good to see you. I am so stoked to meet you. I forget which meetup you said you're coming to, but remind me, because I am really looking forward to it. And part of what I strive to do and what I would love to do. So this is going to come into like a twofold kind of thing: longevity and positivity. I want to provide workshops or spaces or something. And this is something that I had wanted to do during this PulseChain tour, but it has just been, it's not easy. Like logistically, Black Hexicon's taking care of everything, and that's been fantastic. So like I really haven't had the like ability, or we don't really have the funding, to be honest with you, to extend like our time and what we're doing. But all that to say, what I would love to do is at some point, maybe I'll be able to do this during this tour, but if not, if we continue the tour, or maybe next year I'll be able to host my own events. I want to host these like crypto wellness events, and I got to see a glimpse of that at this longevity conference. So it was lifespan.io, and it was the longevity and DSci conference. Y'all, I didn't even know DSci was a thing, but basically it's that there's all of these DeFi projects that are longevity based on the blockchain. And it is just mind blowing. Like I already love this space, and I'm already committed to growing PulseChain and Hex and the Richard Heart ecosystem as much as I can in my own way. But what I also want to do, and this is, I dabbled in a couple other things, not in terms of content, but I don't know if y'all remember my whispering. Do you guys remember? I was trying to do ASMR and trying to be really sexy, and that didn't really work out. So I kind of just, I tried that for a little bit, and that was fun, but that didn't really get the likes or the follows I thought it would. I'm gonna keep being sexy. I mean, don't get me wrong, but what I really want to start to do is to create content. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I want to create content around female longevity, maybe just longevity in general at first, or maybe like, sprinkled in kind of some generic, like general, here are things you can do for longevity, because that is exactly what SCI Vibe, I mean, that's a huge part of what SCI Vibe is all about, right? Survivalism through science. That's what SCI Vibe stands for, right? SCI Vibe is survive through science. And what better science to survive with than longevity? And for any of you that don't know or don't understand the concepts behind longevity, check out Aubrey de Grey, check out David Sinclair, check out the Athena DAO. That's a group that I've just recently become familiar with, and I'm interested in learning more about what it is that they're doing. But basically, y'all, the medical system that exists in the United States wants to keep you sick. And I don't think that's just in America. I think that's other places as well. Maybe. I might have to take that back. I actually just talked to someone that was from Canada who told me that their doctor can prescribe you to go for a walk outside. When's the last time someone in America was prescribed sunshine and going out in nature and doing something preventative, right? For your mental health or your physical health. All of those things help so much, but we're not told about them. You know why? Because Big Pharma, because they want to keep you hooked. They want you to take a pill that's going to give you side effects, so you got to take another pill. right? I love that we have so many people in this community that are awake to that fact and are about teaching people how fucked up that is, right? Like, pardon my French, but for real, that is just the most detrimental to our existence type of system. And don't get me wrong, I know that there are people out there that are taking things that have been tried and tested and it helps them, right? I have a good friend who's had, mental issues, but hey, maybe he could just go for a walk every day in the morning and that would help too. But I don't know that he ever tried that. But needless to say, right, there are things out there that help. However, I do honestly believe that, and getting back to the point, right, longevity is more about us being holistic beings who need to take care of our bodies and be aware of the processes that happen within our bodies that cause the breaking down of our systems in the long run, right? Like, the reason we age is because, this is probably wrong, don't quote me on this, but it has to do with our mitochondria, right? Like, the mitochondria are this powerhouse cell, and when the mitochondria are damaged, that is part of what happens during our aging process. And it seems like it's harder for the mitochondria to do what they need to do or to be as healthy as they can or should be as we age. So there are all of these amazing scientists and people working on trying to extend our lives in a healthy manner, right? We're not talking about being 120 years old and we're all decrepit and our hair is all, we're all skin and bones. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what longevity is about. It's about having a great quality of life for an extended period of time. I'm going to get back to the chat again real quick. So, let's see. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, wait. Did I get an answer? I didn't get an answer. That's right. What's going on? Late 28. Let's see. All right. So PulseChain kitchen. Gets a clap. Rectangle agreed. What did Rectangle say? I missed it. Probably something great. Oh, about the space, people hanging out, and that we need to build one another up. What's up, late 28? Hello. You said you want to know what's going on with my soul. My soul is on fire. My soul is stoked right now, to be honest with you. It's great to be back streaming. I missed doing this. I really love creating content, and I love this kind of, just for me, this kind of stream of consciousness, right? And I want to give a huge shout out to, I want to say it's Crypto Bambi. Let me double check that. Let me see. And if you guys have the time and you're listening, you're just kind of listening to me right now and you've got a second, help me find the PulseChain Tour donation address, because I know it exists and it'd be cool for me to shill that. Especially for those of you on the replay in like 6 months, right? What's up? Good to see you. Welcome to my life. Yeah, Crypto Bambi and Crypto Orange. Y'all, they came through the New York conference and showered me with praise. Because it's like, of all the people that do what they do in this ecosystem and all of the, hours of content that people have put out and all of the money that people have put up to do this, that, or the other thing, right? I really feel like a small fry. And I forget how meaningful it is to people that I'm out here in a bus by myself on the road, like, promoting PulseChain at the bottom of this super stinky bear market, so huge shout out to people like Crypto Orange, Crypto Bambi. Hearing that kind, it's going to make waves in the future. Again, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me here. That's what keeps me positive. I mean, obviously, like, I'm a positive person anyways, and I'm gonna continue to be so, and that's a lot of the reason why I share as much as I can, because despite the struggles, right? Especially, like, so for me, having financial freedom through this Richard Heart ecosystem, which I've not experienced yet. I'm hoping within the next 2 years that that becomes a thing, but I decided long ago that I would have, at the very least, I don't know how to put this. It's not necessarily financial freedom. It's like freedom. I don't know how to put it. Freedom from the race, basically. I will never work. I left that world and I'm never going back. No fucking way. I know now that there are so many other ways to make money if I need to make fiat, that I don't need to go sit at a desk and lose my soul to some fucking company that doesn't give a shit about me and knows that I am dispensable and replaceable. I'm never going to do that again. That is because my time, I now know what my time is worth, and it's worth way more than that. And I'm not going to sit there at some soulless place, right? Just letting the life get sucked out of me. And for those of you that are having to do that right now, more power to you. And I cannot wait to see you become financially free, because that's the dream, right? Like, that's why we're here, and that's why we're supporting one another. All right, so back to the comments. Loaded up on that Maxi. Smart. It's that. Are you talking about Maximus? Like Maximus Dow Maxi? I think so. I don't know much about things, but I like Maxi. I was gifted some a while ago. I do not degen. I mean, I don't have the means to at this point anyways, but if I do have the opportunity to DCA at this point, I think I'm only going to buy Pulse. I've got lots of hex staked, and that was where I started, and that's what I DCA'd into for a while. But at this point, I am ready to just DCA into Pulse for a little while. I think that that's the move for me personally. That's what I want. I would like to see that bag grow. I want to see my Pulse bag get bigger. Because I did sackle it, but I had no idea what I was doing at the time. I didn't even know what a sacrifice was, y'all. I was like, oh, okay, I like Hex. And then, of course, my good friend Crypto Kool-Aid, bless his heart, y'all, because without that man, I wouldn't be here. So if you don't know who Crypto Kool-Aid is, follow him on Twitter. He doesn't do much these days. Can I say? I could say that. He's a game dev. People know that. And he just moved from LA back to Austin, which is where I met him. So Crypto Kool-Aid and we met on the dance floor at a drum and bass club in Austin. And that's kind of how our friendship started. I hated him. I was not a fan, because I would go there. I just like to be in my own little bubble, and I'm just doing my thing, and I'm dancing, right? And then fucking Kool-Aid's out here throwing elbows with his fucking band. Little corner next to the speakers right here and like get my groove on, and you are like a helicopter of sweat and dance, and I can't handle it. So that's how Kool-Aid and I met, and that's how I got into this ecosystem. Is for 10 years I've known him, and we would just go to we'd show up at the same drum and bass events and hang out, and eventually he taught me the magical ways. Robert Keeler says, I'm having trouble finding the donation link. Me too, man. Hopefully we find it. Samantha says, Atlanta. Yes, I cannot wait to meet you in person either. Let's do some yoga. That's one thing that I've been getting back into slowly but surely. I've been touching my mat a little bit more. And you, Samantha, are a big inspiration and a big push for me, like behind the scenes, to do that. Like, girl, I see you out there doing every single day. You're doing this challenge right now. I think you just said that you're halfway through this 75 days of a hard challenge. So kudos to you. Props to that, right? Like, I don't think I get to say enough how encouraged I am by other people in this space. And you are definitely one of the shining stars that really helps guide me back to my center and helps me remember, oh yes, yoga is a practice that I like. I enjoy having it in my life, and it is something that is super helpful. So I go to the gym too, right? That's for whatever reason right now. I used to hate going to the gym, but it's easy. It's become more of a habit. So it's a little bit easier for me to continue to go to the gym and keep that up. It's been more difficult to get back to my yoga practice. So again, thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for sharing your journey on that. That's super, super huge. Hexaglen says lighting is fine. Thank goodness, because my light died. Samantha says, oh, good. Okay, everyone, here we go. PulseChainTour.eth is the donation address. I'm going to see if I can add that to this banner that I'm showing right now. Donations. PulseChain. I wonder if it's capitalized sensitive. I'm going to just type it the way it looks like that right there. PulseChainTour.eth. PulseChain. PulseChainTour.eth. Maybe I'll sing you a song now. Just kidding. Okay, so let's show this now. Sweet. Thank you so much, Samantha, for finding that. I appreciate you. Badass. I'm probably going to stream for another 15-20 minutes. Let me get back to the chat comments. Here we go. So let's go. Let me try and catch up again. This is in response to when I talked about I was trying to do some different things. I did a little bit of ASMR, but not with this microphone. I have another microphone that works better for ASMR. And I was talking about how in Canada, someone just told me that their doctor prescribed going out for a walk and that you can do that. So brilliant. I think this was in reply to talking about just the pharmaceutical companies and things like that. Rectangle says, without quality of life, having all the money in the world won't matter. Preach. I actually truly adopted this pretty recently. Funny how complacent we are with ourselves in the moment when you think about it. 100%, bro. Like, that's why I'm so passionate about SCI Vibe, because I already understood Hex. I staked 5555. I understand how T-shares work. I want to live to see all of that come to fruition. So you best believe that I'm out here sci-vibing as hard as I can and learning as much as I can about longevity. And I can't wait to bring that to you guys. Like, I really am stoked on expanding my content a little bit more, because if y'all know me and you've been watching me for a little bit, you know I don't talk about the price. I don't talk about projects. I don't talk about coins. Like, that's not my wheelhouse. That's not who I am. That's not what I want to do. I want to talk about sci-viving, longevity, positivity, and community. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So I'm super, super hopeful that I get to learn more about longevity and bring some tips and tricks to you guys. Robert says, agree. Holistic helps so much in life and health, meditation, relaxation, freeing the stress in the body, and so much more. Now, meditation, I've not really had a meditation practice of my own. I'll be honest with you. I think that you can be in a meditative state without necessarily doing the let me empty my mind of monkey chatter type of meditation. I definitely think that there are scientific studies that show how the brain looks when meditating, and I think that it's important. I think that for some people it's monumental, and maybe I'll try a little bit more of it in the future. We'll see. But just to me, meditation is going for a walk outside. Meditation is when I do yoga. Meditation is when I take a moment to deep breathe and remember where I'm at. And here's a small thing that I hope will help somebody that's watching this. I had a good friend tell me this a while ago, and it stuck with me for years. Whenever you're feeling anxious, or depressed, and you're all up in your head, and you're thinking of what you should have done or what you should be doing, right? If you're here or here, you're in the past, you're in the future, you're not in the present. Try to remember this. Take a moment and say to yourself, what time is it? And I don't mean, I'll get to it. I don't mean necessarily like what like actual time it is. What time is it? And where are you? You know what time it is? It's now. And where are you? You're here. You're here right now. And on that same note, I just did a few weeks back I did a Women Crush Wednesday with Hex Lotus. Hex Hostess. Hex Hostess. Crypto Hostess. Sorry. She changed her name a few times. So it was Crypto Hostess. And I believe that was one of the quotes that that was the quote that she gave, was because one of my questions is, give a quote or a mantra or a saying or something that kind of helps you. And I believe, I don't think this is word for word, but it was something like, be here now. And it just resonated with me so much because I already had this, in the past, this friend of mine share that with me. What time is it? Now. Where are you? Here. What can you do here right now? Right? Because there's not shit you can do about you do. Sure. So be here now. So thank again, Crypto Hostess, for that. Let's see. Moondog. We got a troll in the chat. We got a troll. How to make money in bear market, please. Huddle. Hold. That's how you make money. DCA all the way. Think I found the links for donation. Oh, what did you post, Robert? Did you post something other than what Samantha? Oh, yeah, you guys, I can't see any links. If you can message me, either of you, message me on the internet. Message me if you have my phone, or if you have send it to me via Telegram or messenger. Someone find some way to send me this link and I'll post it, I promise. But just in case, I also have it here. So I don't know if that's the exact same thing. I don't know if it's the same link, but it would probably be beneficial for me to actually have the link in this chat. Let's see. Yes, posted a few months ago. Yeah, links are getting disabled. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if that's something that I can change, but I will try. Not right now, obviously. Haven't been successful with the donation link. What does that even mean? Explain yourself, sir. Thank you so much for the kind words. SJ, you inspire me more than you know. So glad you're back live. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, that's, that's one of the things that excites me, is that I don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And one of the things I don't know is how much of an impact my streams make and how important they are to this community and how helpful they can be to people, right? Like, there's a lot of shit in this space. There's a whole lot of just degenerate, depressing, downtrodden ridiculousness. And I'm here to combat all that because we don't need it. We don't need your FUD. You don't need to FUD yourself, y'all. I think that I mentioned this earlier, but just seeing people getting so down about the prices of Pulse right now, or PulseX, like being below the SAC prices. Like, again, you didn't know? Like, to kind of like, play off of Westcott a little bit. Like, come on. It's expected. I forget word for word what Richard says, but it's something like, that's the price you pay. That is the price that you pay for the highest appreciating asset of all time. Okay. Volatility is the price that you pay. And you have to know that that's going to happen. And it's going to continue to happen over and over again. This price is going to go up and down. We got markets. Like, we have Or in this case, it's something that is here. And who knows, from little bleeps and burps that I've heard recently, like it might get worse, you guys, like it might just get fucking worse. But you know what that means? That's a buying opportunity. That's what that is. Buy the dip. BTFD. Buy the fucking dip. Buy the fucking dip. Westcott, I got to meet him in New York, which was awesome. And he said we need to do another tune together. And I think we do. And I think it should probably be about buying the dips. Because what else are you going to do? Hey, you know what else you can do? Start your own channel. If you're out there, if you're watching me, especially if you're watching me, right? Like my content is super, like very niche. Like I don't think a lot of people, that's why I don't get high numbers, because I'm not going to tell you, like Matt asked earlier, how to make money in the bear market. That's not what I do. But I will tell you how to get the fuck through this disgusting bear market that's lasting forever. And here's the thing, guys, I don't have anything to compare this to. I don't. I've never been through a bear market before. I got into Hex in March of either March or May, in May of 21. And where the price was, I don't know, I can't do math. It was like 10x what it is right now. Is that right? Is that a 10x? It was 5 cents. And now we're at a fifth of a penny. Did I do numbers right? Someone tell me I did numbers right. Because I don't do numbers. But and I've never been happier. Like I am stoked on life. I'm a part of this community. I think that's what it is like being a part of this community brings so much. What is the word? Hold on, to the tip of my tongue. Purpose. I feel so purposeful being here and being a part of this. I got to hear, if you haven't seen it or you don't watch his content, check out Corey Costa's most recent, maybe not most recent, but Corey just recently was at the New York PulseChain conference, and he did gave the most beautiful speech about our community, about him finding purpose within this community, about the fact that this community saved his channel, right? And I teared up a bit because I completely echo that sentiment. I have not felt more purposeful and driven in my entire life. And that's why I'm on this tour, because I cannot fathom spending my time doing anything else, right? Outside of what I've mentioned, right? Like looking more into longevity, being more a part of that community. But again, that goes hand in hand with crypto, because these are long-term gains. This is a long-term play. Have a long-term goal to get to, right? And I'm not planning on stopping or, it censored me. It didn't want me to say bad words. I hear people talking about that and making all these excuses. Oh, I'm too old. Oh, like my body doesn't do that anymore. Like, what? Y'all, I saw this article the other day about a She was the youngest model ever on Vogue magazine, and I think is about to be the oldest. Like, I don't know if they did that already, but like she was like at 14 or 15, she was on the cover of Vogue magazine, and now she's 91 and she's just killing it, right? Like, I'm about that life, right? I am easily going to live to 120, 150, maybe, right? Like, I'm stoked to know have and that kind of study, right, is happening right now. I don't remember if it was Aubrey or David, somebody in the longevity space mentioned that the person that is going to live to 150, they're alive today already. They might be in their 30s or 40s, right? So we already have the means to create long, meaningful lifespans. And I am super stoked to be able to be a part of that movement. Anyways, back to that kind of stuff. Meditation is about being present 100%. Moondog says, I cringe when I hear people use the metaphor of emptying a box when describing meditation, and almost as often try to find a way to offer the upgraded metaphor of clearing a windshield. I like that. That's a really good way to put it, because it's like, you're going to constantly, sorry, I'm so jiggly, constantly have the right, like the raindrops or the bugs or whatever it is on your windshield, but it's active, right? You're actively remembering over and over again, like, oh, splat, there's something from my past that just triggered me. In fact, this happened to me really recently. I feel very fortunate that I am very mentally strong, and I've had moments of, and I'm not saying this lightly, I have had moments of PTSD from a previous abusive relationship. And very rarely now does that ever happen. But even when it did more often, I was able to separate in my mind the moment happening from the moment I was experiencing, which was a flashback or a PTSD moment of distress and anxiety. So again, my mental state is so strong that I'm able to say, hey, like, if I'm with, usually I'd be with someone that would have done something or said something and no fault of their own, right? Like nothing that they weren't trying to hurt me at all, but it was just, it triggered that memory of being abused. And I would have to just say, hey, this is not about you right now. I need you to know that I'm experiencing some trauma and I'm going to be fine in a few minutes, and just hang out with me while I get through this. So many people there's a lot of people that don't have that ability, right? Like they just spin out, they spiral out of control, going over and over and over again in their head about this moment that, fucked them up, right? So I want to just encourage, again, breathe. I know that sounds so fucking simple and you're breathing all the time, but legitimately take a deep breath. Take the deepest breath that you can and then breathe deeper, because you actually can breathe deeper than you think when you breathe in at first, right? And I'm going to do it one more time as an example. Look at those nostrils. There's another cool trick I'll share with you guys probably on my next stream that has to do with stretching your neck and looking back and forth, and it resets your nervous system. So stay tuned for that next time. But gosh, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, but basically it's that clearing those are tricks that can help you clear that windshield. That is an active form of meditation where you can just say, hey, here's that big ass bug that just splatted all over my windshield, but nope. Right? Like, I'm going to switch gears and I'm just going to go ahead and allow my mind to clear that off of the, windshield and just keep moving forward. So thank you so much, Moondog. I really like that analogy. Miriam says, journaling, doodling, or coloring has helped me mentally, apart from going on walks in the morning. Walking, getting outside as often as you can. Brilliant. Journaling is something that I miss. I want to get back into it. I think it's been about a year since I kind of I was journaling almost every morning. And it's so great when you get a chance to go back through your journals and see where you were 6 months ago, 3 months ago, writing down your goals. This is something that my birth father has taught me and kind of instilled in me. And I really want to continue short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, because you'll get to see them come to fruition. And you'll be able to look back and you'll be able to say, you know what? I wrote that down and I manifested that. And I don't mean in the woo-woo, like, I'm just going to think about it manifestation. I mean in the SCI Vibe go get shit done manifestation. If y'all haven't read SCI Vibe yet, what are you doing? Listen to that shit. Read it. I'm hopeful, like, Richard's fallen off the face of the earth, even with me. Like, we haven't spoken in months, and we were talking a little bit because of SCI Vibe and what was going on with it. So at this point, SCI Vibe is kind of in his hands. So to catch you all up in case you didn't know, I read and then edited and then re-recorded SCI Vibe. So, and then as I was re-recording it, I was editing it further. So the actual text version of SCI Vibe is edited now, and it's much more concise. And there are, the places that things needed to be, like some chapters had to move around. It was changed a lot so that it doesn't just sound like him talking. We removed a lot of the filler words, so it's a lot more concise and it's a lot clearer now. And then on top of that, after I did that, RH Max and well, sorry, I'm not gonna take the credit. RH Max paid, and it's not a professional in high school. So wrap up. If you guys, long story short, RH Max paid a professional editor, and we got that back from that editor, and now it's kind of in Richard's hands. So we're waiting to see if Richard wants to like read through it. Who knows what the fuck kind of timeline he's got now in terms of what he's doing and what he's focused on, right? But hopefully sometime in the next year, he's able to kind of sit down, go through the edited version and give us thumbs up, because then we can publish it and have an actual published version of SCI Vibe that people can actually have in their hands and read. Because I know a lot of people love that too. Some people forward to seeing that to come to fruition. So I'm gonna try and run through the comments real quick, finish up, and then we're gonna call it, because I got things to do. I need to have a snack too. I'm a little hungry. Hex Edit says, love this positive stream. Thanks, SJ. Thank you, Hex Edits, for tuning in, and thank you for what you do. I really love your content. It's awesome to have, like, you taking other people's content and just making it short and simple and sweet. Wonderful. Hodl. That's what we do. That's what we are doing. Moondog says, make it Miriam. It's an interesting rabbit hole. The ramblings long dead men, I think you mean men, long dead men have left on even deader trees about downloading that can be had by drawing and coloring various shapes and patterns. Ooh, interesting. I like that. Oh, link sent. Hold on. Let me see. Let me try and find this real quick. Oh, how do I even do that on my stupid computer? Nope. Bear with me again, folks. I appreciate you. Hopefully this will let me log in. Oh, this has been a long stream. I think I probably won't. I'm gonna try to not stream it at this long. This is I like doing more short format type stuff. So I'm gonna do that. Here is a link to something. All right, so thank you, Robert, for sending that. You forwarded the tweet you found in tweet messengers. I'm gonna post that too. So give me a second here. Samantha shared this post. Share. Can I copy the link? Copy message. Copy message. I don't know if this is gonna work. But let's try. Control paste. There's another thing. All right, so those should be links to donation. Please donation to pulsechaintour.com. Pulsechaintour.eth is the actual donation address, as it says in this description on my little ticker. Walks are always a great way to get the mind in a state of moving forward through the body. Action, you guys. I remember being, gosh, where was I? This was super recent. I can't tell you where I was, but I was just recently somewhere, and I was having a moment of just like doubt. I was fudding in my head, nothing crypto related, but when you just kind of like the hamster starts to get on that wheel, and you're just like in your head, like, and you don't know what to do, and you're starting to feel anxious. You know what happened? I had And I've kind of had little moments like this before, but this is probably the biggest SCI Vibe moment. And we're back. All right, I gotta wrap this up quick because this is getting really annoying. And I appreciate you guys staying through all of these little interruptions. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Basically, what I was trying to say is that I thought to myself, what would Richard do? I'm pretty sure I actually thought those words. And then I thought, action. I need to act. I need to act. I need to do something, right? Instead of just sitting here spinning my wheels, I need to go do something. So I did. And I don't remember what it was. I honestly, I can't tell you where I was or what I was even thinking at the time, but I remember having that experience. And at the end of it, knowing that the actions that I took allowed me to just move forward with my day. It was great. Robert says, Samantha, teamwork makes the dream work. AR says, go away, FUD. You look like Audrey Hepburn, by the way. Thank you. I dig that. I appreciate that a lot. I'm digging this haircut. I'm gonna keep it like this for a while. I'm gonna grow it out still, but I like the bangs. I haven't banged often. I haven't banged much in my life. But I'm doing it now. Purpose, 100% Johnny Chaos. And I'm so glad that you find part of your purpose through doing what you do. I appreciate it. Hexedit says, SJ, you and I got in around the same time. These prices are an awesome opportunity for us. 100%, bro. Like I can't wait. Like it's going to be, I got to pay off, I got to make my credit card payments, right? But Lord help me if I've got some extra fiat lying around or something, I'm gonna just buy Pulse. Why not? Oh, Westcott. Hello, love. Good to see you, friend. Thanks for showing up. Oh, speaking of people showing up, what's up, Hex Siren? Love you. Good to see you too. So glad you're here. You and Samantha are probably like the two most like boss babes like that I follow in terms of like just your constant working out and sharing that journey. Like it's just so badass. Hex Siren, also, damn girl, you looking fine. You looking like lunch. Like I mean, like your journey has been so badass. Like your transformation, which I mean, it's not extreme, but you look great, girl, and I am so proud of you, and you are so inspiring. I mean, if you're inspiring to someone like me, who is also an inspiring person, I can't even imagine what you're doing for other women out there in this space. Like, fucking get it. Like, you are killing it. I love it. All right, conscious breathing. Love from Hex Glen. Samantha says, doing longer exhales than inhales will help slow the heart rate. And I learned that. Thank you for sharing that. I learned when I started running. I don't run very often, but I learned that in order to not lose my breath, because I would run and I'd be like, like I'd be totally out of breath, But if you inhale, if like I would inhale for four, like a 4 count, and then exhale for a 6 count, right? And then, or like an inhale for a 2 count, exhale for a 4 count. And then that helped me. I actually did not know that was, I guess that's the science behind it, or that's the reason why it helps when you're running. Siren says, thanks for your hard work. SCI Vibe is awesome. RH Max is a gem, 100%. And then I posted some links. Hopefully those work and you can click on them. Yavin Yafui, I'm probably saying that terribly, but you are a badass. Thank you so much. You have supported me for years, and I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you for always showing up. Thank you. You comment on almost every single post that I put up, and it's always something sweet and wonderful, and I appreciate you so much. So I am definitely going to keep on trucking 100%. Here is another link. Click it or don't. I don't know, but it'd be great to have some more help going out to this PulseChain tour. Hexbella says, thank you, SJ. Was a if you do try anything that I recommend, definitely leave a comment below, especially if you've watched this later. You're welcome, dear. You're so sweet too. I love you guys. And yes, she's 100% a hottie. We love you too. And I mean, what I can't like, I hope that we get to Hexaco someday, you know, like physically. Here's my last one. Bye bye. Bye, you guys. I'm not leaving right yet. I'm gonna say one last thing. Thank you. I just want to get all the comments up there. But yes, that's exactly where I'm going with this Hex Siren, is that this community is fucking amazing. We have some of the most wonderful, magical, creative, brilliant minds. I think we have some of the most brilliant minds on this planet in this community. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I mean, Alex, as an example from, you know, that does the Hedron on coasters. Like, what a mastermind of genius and brilliant. Like, fucking crypto Kool-Aid. You guys, I didn't even know what a brilliant man he was because we just were danced together. You know what I mean? And I've had people who I've told my story of how I got into crypto and mention him and be like, man, that guy's brain, you know? And like, he's not the only one. There's so many people in this community that are just brilliant beyond compare. And I cannot thank each and every single freaking one of you enough for being here through this entire bear market. We still got some way to go, y'all. It's not over yet. It's probably going to get worse. But again, that's another reason why I'm here and why I'm going to stream way more than I have been, because it's important. And I want to inspire other people who are on this positivity kick and are be a positive voice in this space, because how else are we going to get through this if not together, right? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I think this is the longest I've had over 20 ever. I'm so grateful for this community. Thank you so much, Richard Hart, for doing what you did and instilling in us this life-changing magicalness. All right. And on that note, again, thank you so much for putting up with me through all the little bleeps and blurps. Yes, thank you, Richard Hart. Thank you, community. Thanks, Samantha. You guys are the best. And I'm so looking forward to it. Make sure you smash the like, go to pulsechaintour.com. And you know what? Copy that URL and send it to somebody that you know. Send it to someone who knows nothing about crypto. If every one of you just sent that to one other person, who knows what kind of ripples we could make, and who knows how many no coiners we could get into these seminars, you guys. The ones coming up are phenomenal. Nashville's going to be a cool meetup. Charlotte and Atlanta are going to be absolute fire in terms of the seminar and the content that we're putting out. So, you know, be sure to tune in to spaces when you see myself or Black Hexagon there. RG3, hopefully tomorrow, is going to be talking a little bit more about the tour on the Friday night hangout. I'm probably going to come on the Friday night, the effing hangout tomorrow. So if you got nothing else to do, or if you do and you got some background noise you want to hear, come hang out, effing hang out on the Discourse Syndicate channel. What else? That's about it. Peace, love, and don't worry about the FUD. Wag me, you guys. We're all going to make it. Thank you so much. See you later.